the JSRA British Championships, proudly sponsored by BRP and Avos Yamaha.
So here we are, the moment that all jet sport racing and jet ski enthusiasts have been waiting for, the start of the 2018 JSRA British Championships. We're up at Kingsbury Jet Bike Centre. There's a full contingent of riders behind me and racing is about to begin.
Everyone looks quicker than last year. It's going to be hard work to keep the title, but we'll go for it.
What would it mean to win it again?
Oh, it's the same every year. You want to win, that's why you're here. Everyone
has gone up 100 steps. The skis have gone faster, the riders have got better, the classes have got bigger, more riders. It's brilliant.
If you haven't got the bottle when it comes to boy with another rider, then you're just going to get spat off or you're going to get sent wide, and it's all about, just having the braveness just to go in that boy with someone, and once you've got that, that's when you're definitely, you're at that top level.
Oh, it's brilliant. Yeah, come back, I've had 2 years off, been doing other racing, so I've come back, so can't leave it alone really.
Got a point to prove?
Yeah, definitely.
Do you reckon you can do it?
Yeah, want the titles back.
Well, that's what the riders think, and we tend to agree. This is Thumper. He is our main expert on the course. Thumper, we have got a great season ahead of us, haven't we?
We have. It's all set up. A lot of time has been spent over the winter getting things ready. There's a lot of infrastructure that has to go into place, getting all the various venues on board as well, and sponsors and everything that goes with motorsport.
So let's have a look at this course. Now the start, that's massive, isn't it? Really, really long straight, really fast.
It is, Rob. It's around about 400 metres this weekend, and they're going into nearly a 180-degree turn.
And that's where they split as well. So half of the start line go one way, half go the other.
They do. The guys split, then they merge back together, and that's where the excitement starts, because that's just before they come into the left-right to then get onto the front straight to go across the line.
And that's just around the back side of this island. I've got to say, this red buoy directly in front of us now, this is a really, really tight turn, isn't it?
That last left turn before they hit the front straight, in front of the crowd as well, is going to be a popular overtaking place in my book. Now,
let's also talk about the log jump as well. The runabouts, they don't do that. That's just for the skis, but that is an interesting feature as well.
It is. Some of the guys, some of the best racers in the country don't like the log jump. You see them back off as they get to the log jump. One or two of them have got it sussed. They pull a bunny hop just before the log jump and they actually clear it. But quite a lot of the riders just hit it. They just hit it and go straight over.
It takes a lot of bottling. We've seen the odd faller there as well.
Oh, it can take people out, Rob. It's one of the best parts of the race.
Absolutely. Well, that's it. That is the course. Let's get on with the racing. So this is Ski GP now, and we've got a fantastic class. Very fast, very furious. They're just having their warm-up lap now. Let's talk about some of the guys. As you can hear, it's incredibly noisy, isn't it?
It is, and after a hiatus of about 3 years, Simon Gill's back in the mix, taking on Jason Young and Danny Mason, Richard Gilbert. The championship's wide open at this stage.
Absolutely. Now, just to explain, Jason Young is our champion from last year. Brilliant, brilliant rider, but he's on a new machine this year, isn't he?
He is on a new machine, he's on the new big Kawasaki. I've heard he's also got injury problems as well, so we're not sure what he's going to give us this weekend, but let's see.
These boats are ridiculously powerful. What are we looking at power-wise? 200 horsepower?
We're running around 200 horsepower on the flat out. They're up to 70 miles an hour. That's scary.
Imagine that, standing on a tray on water at 70 miles an hour. They're lining up. Well, let's find out what's going to develop during the course of this race. So, they're ready to go. Whistle is blown, finger is pointed, engine started, holders are on, the lights are there and it's off. And Danny Mason's got off to an absolute flyer there on that inside line. Wow!
He absolutely flew off the line, went on the beer of the bang, he's got the inside line as well. Simon Gill was quick out of the traps, but he's right in the middle of them all.
That's going to be immensely interesting. And I was talking to Danny's dad earlier today and he said that they have been practicing their starts quite a lot. The problem is Simon Gill has taken that outside line. He's immensely fast down that back straight, and they disappear behind the island. Will reappear very soon, and it's going to either be Simon Gill or Danny Mace in the lead as they come around. It's Danny Mace, and there is Simon Gill just behind him. This is turning into a real battle. We've got last year's champion, the 88 of Jason Young, in third place. Then in fourth place, we've got 85 Richard Gilbert. It's 4 Kawasaki's at the front. So up the far reed line side, and we still see that it's Danny Mace well and truly in the lead. He's holding on to this really well from Simon Gill. If anything, Thumper, he's stretching his legs.
Well, he's trying to, but the water's chopped up because we've got riders all around the course. So it's all about traction and getting water through the pump. And when Simon Gill can get the front end down of his ski and fill his pump full of water, he is doing well to keep pace with Danny Mace.
Our race leaders back on the split at the top end, and we see Mace goes green, we see Gill goes blue.
Gill's closer this time.
Absolutely. Is this going to be a change? We may just lose it behind the island. We're masked ever so slightly by
Simon Gill's going to get it.
I think he has,
He's done it. Simon Gill, new race leader.
And there it is. The split has made all that difference as they come round now. And this is where strength and stamina comes in. They're not going to be far off halfway. And it is immensely bumpy. This is an incredibly physical challenge here. Danny Mace, he's a big lad, he's a muscly lad, but so is Simon Gill.
Oh, look at this. Harry Robinson on the 53 is all over Richard Gilbert now.
That's going to put pressure on Richard Gilbert, and actually what we see with Richard is he's a brilliant starter, but as the race wears on a little bit, you know what? He doesn't like that log jump. That's where he slows down, that's where he loses his time. So let's stay now with third and fourth place. Richard Gilbert, the 85, as he goes round the yellow boy. Just under 3 seconds ahead of Harry Robinson, and now we come to the jump. 2
different styles of the log jump. Watch them. There's Richard, and Harry is a lot more tentative.
Absolutely. Harry slowed down a lot there. I thought that might be an opportunity for
Richard
him
always hits it hard. That's why he sometimes comes off. He just doesn't care. He just goes for it. Oh, Harry Robinson again with Richard Gilbert. Harry Robinson is all over him, and there's a back marker in the way as well. He's done it. He's done it. He's passed. Harry Robinson's got past Richard Gilbert. Richard made a mistake in the middle of the washing machine, and Harry took advantage up to third place.
And there it is. We've got Simon Gill coming through on the checkered flag. He's taken it. Well, that's what it's all about. What a brilliant race that was. How exciting and how physical are these skis? Wow, Simon, that was a bit of a statement. Yeah.
Enjoyed that.
You said when I spoke to you earlier on that you were here to make a bit of a statement.
Yeah, we're here to prove a point. Danny, brilliant today. He's helped me off a couple of times. He's made me work hard to get past him. We're in a GP class. I'm still on a stock boat, so yeah, it's good.
He started very well in that, but you had your work cut out, and you managed to get him on one of the splits.
Yeah. Yeah, got him on one of the split courses. Just had to really work at it though. The blue course was a little bit quicker, but you had to put your 10 pence worth in. It was good. He did well. Danny did well holding me off. I was impressed with him today.
Danny, second place. Happy with that?
Yeah, really good. Would like to have kept it, but I'll take second.
Yeah, you led for a long way. It was a brilliant start.
Yeah, no, really good start. Just kept the power around the top, and then yeah, just perfect start to be honest. And then just a bit gutted I couldn't keep it, but good race.
Simon Gill, new to this series as well.
Yeah,
he's pretty good.
He's quick. Yeah, has to catch up with him. Not too far off the pace though. So,
what's the rest of the season hold? Are you going to beat him?
Yeah, of course I am.
How to Race, sponsored by 158 Performance.
So we've seen the race. I'm just going to explain now how the course works itself. Behind me you'll see the start, and there is a black and a white buoy. The racers line up here, and there is a band that runs in front of them. Lights on the tower indicate when they start. The band snaps and off they go, and it's a really fast straight right up to the top end where they get into a split section. Now as you look around the course you'll see lots of different coloured buoys. They don't really make a lot of sense unless you know what they are. So the course follows red and yellow buoys. That's the first thing. So red and yellow, they're the key ones. When you get to a red one, you turn left. When you get to a yellow one, you turn right. So that's how they find their way around. Now, there are a number of other buoys as well. Green and blue at the far side. That is a split course. And what that means is when the riders get to it, they have a choice from the start Some have to go one way, some have to go the other. After that first lap, they get to make their own choice as to which way they go. Sometimes a rider might favour the faster, far side, which is green. Somebody might favour the slightly technical, closer side, which is blue, but they get the choice on that. You'll also in the middle see two black boys. The two black boys are the deviation boys. Now what they are for is just in case they miss a buoy or go around the wrong way, they have to go out to that one just to take that in, just in case you've made a mistake. All the way around the course there are marshals that will be watching the races to make sure that they go the right way, in the right direction, and around the buoys the right way as well. So it's a good tactic just to take that one in. In the middle of the lake you will see a double yellow. Now that is the equaliser. Once in a race, and they can choose when they want to do it, they've got to go all the way around that double yellow. It extends the course, but they've only got to do it once. They can do it any time, first lap, middle lap, end lap, whichever one they want. But there is a technical time to do that as well, because it depends on where you're sitting in the pack. Of course, we've got the black and whites. That shows the end of the race. And the race runs for 14 minutes plus 1 lap. And it's that last lap, that is the one that decides who's won.
The JSRA British Championships, proudly sponsored by BRP and Avos Yamaha.
So straight back in with the racing now, and we've got our guest class behind us. This is the Wreck Lights, and this is affordable racing, isn't it?
It is, Rob. You can buy one of these skis for around about £6,500. Get yourself a back protector, leg protectors, come and sign on, put a crash helmet on, and away you go.
These are, we'll see the racing is fast and furious, but we've got some quite big names in this as well, haven't we?
We have got some big names, and it's as close as you like this season. We've got Grant Packham, who's out there on the number 29, Luke Lucas, Ryan Willows. We've got
Emma Gadsby moved up, actually, hasn't she? She's come into it this year. She's doing really well. Lisa Gilbert as well.
Well, Emma Gadsby's new to it this year. She's come from the stand-up classes and gone for a sit-down, what we call a runabout boat. So she's gone from standing up to sitting down, and she's come into this class and she looks as comfortable as you like.
I think for me, Grant Packham is the one that we have got to be watching, and he's having a good weekend so far.
In this class, he's certainly the class act.
So this is it, 10 minutes for this race, and we can see the holders in position. Their job is to hang on to these skis as the guys edge closer to that band. Of course, we have the band start. They'll be watching the lights on the tower at the far side. The whistle is blown, the finger is out. Engines on, lights are on, band will snap, and they're off. And let's have a look now. Who is going to head into that first corner in first position?
That looks like Ryan Willows got cut off. That's going to be controversy. Whether the race director stops the race, I don't know, but that doesn't look good for somebody.
Let's have a look. They're moving right out on the far side of the lake now. It's going to be a little bit difficult for us to see in all of that spray who is leading, but half of the pack go round green, half go round blue. They disappear behind the island from us for a couple of seconds before we see who will emerge as the leader when they come out. And who is that?
That's Grant Packham on the 29.
Would you believe it? Our champion is at the front of the pile. That looks like, whoa, 113 in the air there, just behind. But Grant Packham sitting nice and steady. Jack Izzard, we said he was a bit lively. And here we've got our race leader now, Grant Packham, coming under the arch. Closely followed by Jack Izzard as they enter this chicane. It's quite a tight area of water, this.
It is, and Harry Rickaby in third place looks like he's on a charge. Not where he wants to be, but he's got Luke Lucas right behind him. This is going to go to the wire. These four riders are all topping out at the same speed. Look at how they're going through these combination boys now.
Elliot Cable there towards the back of the field, about to be lapped by Grant Packham, and it shows the speed of Packham. Interestingly, just off the camera shot there, we've got Jack Izzard, who's just taken the equaliser. So there's a bit of a tactical move there. You'll see the gap has opened up now between Jack Izzard and Grant Packham.
And look at Harry Rickaby, he's on a charge now. He's really close to Jack Izzard. And Luke Lucas is right behind Harry. So second, third and fourth are starting to close up. It is, Rob, so difficult to overtake on a jet ski. You've got a wall of water in front of you, and that's why the course directors put out these opportunities. They split the course with the green and the blue boys, and they put the double yellows out, as you said, the equaliser boy So they've got 2 passing opportunities throughout the race.
There's the last lap now. The white
White flag
has
is
just come
out. 1 more lap to go, Rob.
So it looks like it's going to be Rickaby's because Izzard has just got 3/4 of a lap left.
There's no more than 150 metres between the top 4 now. Lucas has crept up. So there's going to be a fight for the last podium position.
Let's have a look now. I think he's going to come out just ahead, and I think he's going to finish this race 5 to 6 seconds. You can hear the screams in the background, and there he is. Grant Packham is going to take the win in this class. He's had a fantastic weekend so far, and he has got it. There he is. That's a win.
Harry Rickaby's moved up to 2nd place right at the death.
Unbelievable. That was a possible mistake by Jack Izzard, taking the wrong split there, getting caught.
It was absolutely the wrong decision. He followed a back marker into the split. Harry Rickaby saw it, that's why he went blue.
Absolutely incredible. What a brilliant race that is. Well, great result there. That looked like a brilliant ride.
Yeah, got a good start again like yesterday, managed to get away. Wait for the equaliser for the last lap and managed to keep the lead, so yeah, pretty happy.
It looked like Jack was snapping at your heels at one stage. Was he pushing you?
Kept looking behind me, he was always there, so I just had to wait for him to go to the equaliser, so I know I had a big enough gap to do mine and get back in front.
Excellent. Tell me what happened at the start then.
I don't really know, to be honest. I managed to get away cleanly, straight line to the black as I've been yesterday and for the first 2 races yesterday. Pretty happy with it, so I'm not sure. I just have to ask the officials.
So we got controversy after that last race, and we found out that our winner, Grant Packham, has been disqualified.
He has, Rob. Unfortunately, on the start of the race, the riders are supposed to hold their line up to the first turn buoy. It looks like he didn't. We did call it on the commentary that we saw somebody not holding their line.
Absolutely.
It turns out it was Grant Packham, and he's been disqualified from the race.
That's it. Well, it just goes to show you've got to keep it tight. This is really, really serious stuff. It's an exciting one out there, wasn't it? Bit of a tussle at the beginning.
Yeah, it was a quite close race. It normally is in Rec Lights class. All the riders are pretty competitive and the skis are pretty evenly performance.
So you were looking good in second, but you've actually rocked up for first now on that.
Yeah, I believe the officials have been making a few decisions based on the start, so I think it might have bumped me up to first place for that last motor and possibly the weekend. So a good weekend this weekend.
Tech Talk, sponsored by Sapphire Science.
So I'm in the tech area now, and we're going to talk technical stuff with regards to jet sport racing. And one of the terms that you will hear is ski and runabout. So I'm just going to explain the difference between the two. Basically, very, very simple. Ski, you stand up on; runabout, you sit down on. And we have here a ski. This is called a tray. This is the steering, and you can see it goes up and down, doesn't have anything at all to do with the throttle. The throttle is run from here. So literally stand up, ride it a bit like a skateboard, and you've got steering and throttle, no brakes. This is a runabout, very, very different machine. Sit down, lower centre of gravity. A lot faster, a lot more powerful. Again, steering system and the throttle there, no brakes once again, but you sit on this one. So that is term number 1, ski and runabout. So now to the big boys, and this is the masterclass. This is where it gets incredibly fast, isn't it, Thumper?
It does. It's Runabout GP, and it is. There's a lot of experience out there.
This is Formula 1, effectively, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
So speeds-wise, what are we looking at? 70 mile an hour plus?
80, 85 mile an hour on this lake this weekend. There's a lot of tight turns, so it depends how they've set it up, but potentially up to 85 miles an hour.
Absolutely. Well, they're just lining up now. We've got double holders on everybody because these boats are so powerful.
They have to hold them back.
They need a parachute, don't they, really?
They do.
Absolutely fantastic. Just get ready, guys, because this racing is phenomenal. And they're off, and let's have a look now at James Bushell, who has the whole shot on this side. He is going to be watching Lewis Aitken and Phil Pope like a hawk. We lose them in a sea of spray, but Bushell has gone blue. He's right at the front there, and you can see he's got a reasonable distance. Unbelievable rider, that one.
He is. He's so good round the boys, but Phil Pope's having to go around the outside on the green side of the course, and he was flying down that back straight. He was well in excess of 85 miles an hour.
Of course, the issue here is that when they start out, they're in 2 different groups. We see them split, and this is what we thought would happen. We have Bushell in the lead.
Look at
it. Through the spray, we see Phil Pope.
And Eddie Wilson's took 3rd from Lewis Aitken.
Well, this is incredible. We've got a change in the leader, and it looks there like Phil Pope has overtaken James Bushell. Unbelievable Tekker's skills there.
These two are swapping places, Rob, already, and this race has got a long way to go. And we've got Adi Wilson in 3rd place and David Rapp in 4th place, and they're not far from the front too.
It's little wonder that if you go the wrong way, it makes a big difference. And we can see here that Phil has come on the blue line. James Bushell is on the green line on that far side, and let's see what sort of difference there. James is very, very aggressive going into the corners. World-class rider all the time. Oh, and we've got...
Equaliser boy for Phil Pope.
Absolutely, Phil's gone out on the equaliser. And of course, the equaliser, they have to take this once at some stage through the course of the race. That means that James Bushell is now well and truly in the lead by a good 4 or 5 seconds. In 2nd place there.
Adi Wilson on the 1-2-1.
Absolutely, 3rd place now. We have Phil Pope, but if he has effectively played his joker, everyone else has got to go out and do that lap at some stage. Let's have a look at Bushell now and just how skillful this man is. He attacks the corners more aggressively than everyone else ahead of the 1-2-1 red boat there.
And Adi Wilson's reliability problem, I don't want to cause a curse for him, but he seems to have sorted it and he's hanging on to the back of James Bushell.
This is where it tends to get just a little bit congested, but let's take a look now at James Bushell. He's in the lead, he's catching up Lewis Aitken. Lewis Aitken goes black.
Because of this loose buoy, Lewis Aitken's making sure that he's not going to get docked a lap. White flag's out, Rob, white flag, last lap.
One more lap now, and this is going to be a clear win for James Bushell. He's absolutely dominated it all the way from the very beginning. He's got a reasonable 3 seconds there. We've just timed that up. We've got 3 seconds there ahead of Adi Wilson. He's just got to keep the hammer down now and keep it steady on the way back. Wilson will be over the moon with that result. I'm not quite sure that Phil Pope will. So we stick with James Bushell, who is going through the split. He's gone blue. There's a back marker in the way on the far side. He disappears behind the island, and we just have to ask ourselves, in the confusion that we've seen already, has he done his equaliser? Yes, the answer is he comes round the left-hand turn now, just before the finish, and that's it. That is a race win for James Bushell. James, brilliant race there. It looked faultless.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. I got out in front and then pretty much stayed out in front, apart from the deviation. So yeah, it was a good race.
There was a little bit of confusion when that boy came loose.
Yeah, I didn't really know what to do, so I took deviation just to be safe. With Phil out there, makes it a good race this year. Obviously, we'll all have a pretty good battle. So yeah, probably one of the best. Like since the early days, it's made it good racing again now.
Phil, it looked like a brilliant start, but the wheels come off a little bit there.
Yeah, I hit a bit of rough water, and Adrian Wilson had some amazing drive and took me by surprise really, and got in between me and James, and pretty downhill from there.
So, what does the rest of the tournament hold? It's a great start and nice to be back in again.
Yeah, I've been out of the British now for 5 years, I think, so it's nice to come back. I'm lacking a bit of race fitness, but that will come over the year. Yeah, I'm glad to be back with James and hopefully push James this year, give him some competition.
Well, that's it for round one, and what a fantastic weekend's racing we've had up here at Kingsbury Jet Bike. Don't forget to join us for round two, where the tour heads over to Boston.
Let's go!
The JSRA British Championships, proudly sponsored by BRP and Avos Yamaha.